worried about this delay here in the Instagram because you can always scroll ahead if you need to a little bit. At this point, we're in it, so no worries. What's up, everybody that's on YouTube? How you doing? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. It looks like I do not have the mic plugged in, so we're just going to go ahead and make that adjustment really quick. So you'll hear a little click, a pause, and then you'll hear me again. So apologies there, just a sec. And it should be coming through. I'm checking the mic. Yep, I'm still getting some feedback from the YouTubes. Yep, sorry about that. It's picking up on that extra, so we're good there. All right, and so we're talking about goal setting today. I hope everybody's having a great week. And as we get closer to the holidays and Christmas and New Year's and all the different holidays that are celebrated towards the end of, or I should say, December. I just messed up my live on Instagram. Hopefully that's all right. And it paused for a second, so hopefully that comes back. But yeah, long story short, the idea is I hope that comes back. There we go. The idea with the holidays is that we get into thinking about the new year, if you haven't already. Now, this year, with everything that's been going on, we've been thinking about 2021 a lot. Don't lie. At some point in time, something's crossed your mind related to 2021. And at this point in time, I think it's mostly on everybody's mind. If it isn't on your mind, someone else around you is talking about it. So with that being said, the idea is today is setting reasonable goals. Now, I'll just do a quick recap of one idea that's very, very, very relevant or common amongst coaches and trainers and different individuals in my realm who do lifestyle coaching or life coaching or something along the lines. SMART goals, if you've heard of it before, I've even seen it in the corporate world. So specific, measurable, obtainable, realistic, and timely. Some will say those words differently. So specific usually is pretty consistent. Measurable for the most part. Attainable, let's see, it's trying to think. There's a couple other ones that for some reason are not crossing my mind right now, and I should know it. I've looked at it enough times to know the different ones. There's a couple other ways, and for whatever reason, Google is not cooperating right now. SMART goals. Let's see. Measurable, attainable. R usually is relevant. Oh yes, relevant, achievable, attainable. So those are the two interchangeable ones for A, relevant or realistic, and then time-bound, timely, usually for T. So more or less, those are some different words that encompass SMART goals in general. Attainable, achievable. Okay, yeah. So that wasn't today's topic, so I'm not necessarily sitting here to talk about SMART goals, but that's one way that you can look at goals. I want to focus, primarily on the R, realistic, in goal setting. So in the context of fitness, a lot of times you'll see these challenges that come out that have something like burpees in them, for example. Now, if you haven't worked out in a long time and you're carrying a good amount of weight, something like burpees may not be a good idea for you. And it definitely is not realistic, especially as a trained professional who teaches fitness on a regular basis, to have somebody who's deconditioned, who hasn't been doing any fitness in a long time, to do a more advanced move like burpees. One, that has a lot of impact on the joints. Two, it's heavy cardiovascular, so it can make you sick if you do enough of them fast enough, if you're not used to that kind of conditioning. And I think three, overall, it teaches a very poor concept of what you were looking to achieve when it comes to fitness and nutrition and lifestyle habits, building lifestyle habits overall. Anything in life, like when you start driving a car, for example, you don't immediately put the key in the ignition if it's your first time. You don't put the key in the ignition and drive it to the highway, right? Like that just doesn't make sense because you may know the rules of the road. You may know when to stop at a stoplight or a stop sign. You may have even seen someone merge on a highway multiple times. You may know everything, you may know what it looks like, but it may not be practical for you, especially if you've never been behind the wheel before, to go all the way up to 65 to 80, depending on what state you live in. And maybe not, because everybody drives fast on the highway, it seems, no matter what state you're in. Everybody likes to say their state drives faster, but everybody drives crazy. That's just you. That's uniform. That's uniform across the United States. It feels like. Um, excuse me. For most people, that's not going to be something, especially if you're younger, that's going to work out. So, in the same context, if you're just getting back to fitness or haven't been back in a long time, it just doesn't make sense for you to do that. Now, if you have a background in fitness, if you understand the mechanics, you know how not to injure yourself even when carrying additional weight, and you know how to hit your threshold without overdoing it, injuring yourself, etc., then maybe something like that would be appropriate. But a lot of times, and this is very common too, with both individuals who I work with as well as individuals who are spoken to online, in person, and doing this long enough, I've had a lot of people, particularly women who are in their 40s to 60s range, tell me that their trainers will have them do exercises that don't match their age, don't match their fitness level, and push them too hard. And I'm not sure why that is. I've probably talked about it before on my channel, but ultimately there's encouragement, motivation, and challenging someone according to their goals and their current fitness level. And then there's just pushing somebody for the sake of pushing someone, maybe for hype or whatever it is. So, whatever the motivation may be behind giving an unrealistic plan or goal, that goes for nutrition too. We could talk about nutrition here next, as far as a goal. I think it's very wise for you to take a look at whatever you're considering for programming and make sure it's realistic for you. What may be realistic for someone else may not be realistic for you. So you want to make sure that it's something that's not only realistic, but that it's also sustainable. I think SMART could be specific. You could theoretically throw S in as sustainable as well if you wanted to. That would take away from this, having a goal that's specific. Specificity really helps in setting goals if we looked at that SMART model. But ultimately, whatever it is that you're doing, if you have to do it multiple times, then that might be really good for you. Now, if you have no injuries, no trouble, and you're just getting back to working out, some kind of challenge like 25 squats a day may not be realistic. That may be too little. You might want to do 50 or 75 or 100 squats a day. I guarantee you, after the first 3 to 7 days, your body's going to adapt and you're going to get used to it, and then it's not going to be hard anymore. Because the body is very resilient. One, two, the body figures out pretty quickly that, hey, this is a regular thing, so I need to adjust to be ready for it. So after as short as a week, something like a squat challenge, doing so many squats a day, will become easier and easier and easier until you get to typically 21 to 30 days. That's usually the duration of those kind of challenges. You've mastered it. You're doing well. In fact, I have a client right now that started the beginning of the year with, let's see, 20 push-ups a day. Was that correct? I believe it was 20 push-ups a day, every day, and every week he'd add a push-up on. So now he's in the 60s at this point, because we're nearing the end of the year. So it should be 60. This is week 50. So he should be getting closer to 70, if I'm not incorrect. If he started at 20, he should end at 72 in 2 weeks. This is week 50. Is that right? So 52, and then week 1 would be the 27th through the 2nd. The week 1 is the first week of 2021. So we finish up 27th through 31st of December and go into the 1st and 2nd of January. A little longer there, I think, maybe because of leap year. But ultimately, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be doing
72 push-ups in a row. Right now in the 60s range, he's doing exceptionally well with his push-ups, being able to hit all of them without stopping. He hasn't had to break them up, which is phenomenal. And people have been able to do that many push-ups in a row, maintaining form, making sure there isn't anything that's going to break down on him as far as his body form or posture. So those kinds of things, if you do so from a starting point and work your way up, the point is the body's going to grow stronger, adapt, and get used to that kind of movement. So it's just a matter of time, repetition, getting proper rest and recovery, and you'll be good to go. Nutrition, since we still have a little under 5 minutes here. Nutrition is another area where in goal setting, I see people kind of mess up and set the bar too high or do so in a way that's unrealistic, or it's just maybe not even nice to themselves. Like you get on a keto plan or you get on some kind of heavy duty reduced calorie reduced program. Let's say they have you doing as a lady 1,200 or less calories a day, which is madness. It should be no less than 1,300 calories. For the gentleman, 1,500 calories or less. Let's say they have you doing like 13 or something. You should be no less than about 1,500 calories, more or less, for looking for a deficit. Okay, if it's that low, you need to make some adjustments. And if you're at 1,500 for men, 1,300 for ladies, and you're still not seeing things happen, you need to make some specific adjustments, and going down is not the solution. Okay. And the way that I know that is because I've done the numbers multiple times, like actual science-based numbers, calculations from scientists in the physiological sciences that have produced equations through testing and those kinds of things. And those have evolved over the years, and it's proven to be pretty well as far as what science offers today. So I would highly encourage you to be considerate of yourself, love yourself, and set goals that are reasonable as far as the nutrition side of things. So making sure that you fuel your body for your workouts, fuel your bodies for your workouts and your day, and not starve yourself intentionally, which you could be punishing yourself too. That might be something. If you're doing that on a regular basis, you might want to check into that. I don't mean that's for sure, but it's a potential thing that you could be doing. So the goal is to treat yourself well in the process through exercise, through eating, through any of the other areas that we talk about in this channel: lifestyle coaching, fitness, finances, relationship, recreation, education, all these areas, sanctity, your soul and spiritual health, and then health overall. The goal is to learn how to treat yourself well, get the systems and tools in place and space for you to treat yourself well, and to ultimately see with the elevation of your lifestyle a improvement, an elevation in your life overall. So that being said, in goal setting, whoa, are you just on YouTube or somewhere else? I am not only on YouTube, I'm also on Instagram. In fact, there was a couple things I was going to do today as far as the programming. And by the way, one thing I forgot to do yesterday was thank our 2 new subscribers. We had 2 new subscribers show up over the weekend. So thank you to our new subscribers. One other thing that I wanted to do is I'll go ahead and put our Instagram page in the comments. So we'll do that. Instagram. And what we're doing is we're posting these lives on Instagram. We've got some content on there. Elevate Your Fresh. So that's our Instagram page. Nice. I love you. I love technology too. It makes a big difference. My turn. So having that ability to, why did that do that? Oh, I see why. Make sure that works. Instagram, Elevate Your Fresh. So that's us. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we're on Insta. But anyway, we have appreciate the thumbs up. We have plenty of spaces. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook, also at facebook.com/Elevate Your Fresh. But ultimately, the idea here is to, what would I say? The idea here is to treat yourself well. The idea is to give yourself parameters that you can grow and strengthen self and really do well. Also, one other thing that I want to put out there really quick to finish up is the following, and that is specifically that when you set your goals, one thing you want to do is make sure you share them, or not share them, I should say, but find somebody who you can work on them with, work those goals with, because that really helps in goal setting as well, in progression and staying with it and that accountability. And if you look through the videos that we posted here on the channel, you'll see plenty about accountability, relationships, support with others, and the beauty of that. The reason why we are, or the reason that I like to talk about a lot is we were created for relationship, and that relationship is one area where you can really see some excellent results working with other people. So we have Instagram.com, or Elevate Your Fresh. Those details are available for you to connect with us online. Also, if you'd like to book a session with us to get what would I say, as far as actually set up a consultation with us. This is set for 15 minutes, but we can adjust it. Typically, this is in our details too, if I'm not mistaken. I have had it in our details before, but I'll leave it in the comments. You can also book a session with us for 15 minutes. That would be with me directly. And we will talk about goals. We'll talk about specifically your goals, your aspirations, your objectives, what you want to accomplish. We'll talk about hurdles and obstacles that are getting in the way from you having the desired lifestyle and life that you would like to have, and ultimately do a 30, 60, and 90-day game plan to address at least two of those areas regarding your lifestyle. And of course, if you want to work with us, then we can talk about, and we will share with you in that case how it would be working with us moving forward. We have different programming available to get you started, and occasionally we offer free items on the channel here too for those who just simply can't afford it at the moment. So stay tuned for those in the future. We will be definitely addressing the new year resolutions, the new year goals, the new year new me's. There's so many different ways that they're called. It's a time where people like to hit the reset button and get after it. I have a number of clients right now. I think I've seen in the last 2-3 weeks either serious interest or full sign up in at least 10 people. I have a group of potentially 6 getting started soon, which is really exciting. So if you have family, friends, loved ones who you want to bring together to do fitness, nutrition, and other goal setting tasks as far as elevating your lifestyle, we definitely can do private sessions as well. So not just, not private sessions. So that would be one-on-one via online, but we also have available semi-private, so group setting. Now that is specifically through an app. So if you're looking for something more live like this, where we're working together on Zoom, for example, obviously we'll have to charge more. That's more of our time. We really do that because we have limited spots available for it. So that requires a higher price tag, but that's all right. We do have those individuals that generally come in. I've got a 2 pair right now considering it. So if that's the case, spots are limited. So with that being said, Ryan Sanders with Project Fresh, as always, it's a pleasure. And we'll talk to you guys next time. We'll do our next one tomorrow, 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here, same place. And again, thank you so much to those who have subscribed to our channel. Really appreciate our viewers and all the feedback we get. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Same to my Instagram fam. You guys stay well also. Peace out.